Only if you can understand it. The Skywalker, navigating over
We're gonna throw some 808s on. Oh yeah. It's not like I'm sure they get enough of that out here, but like just the
way we bring it.
Yeah, just the way we're just excited to throw our brand of what we do, and see how people get it. I'm feeling it's gonna be really rowdy in there.
I love Atlanta.
It's amazing.
It's a great city. It's got great weed for the East Coast. If every city was like Atlanta, I would have said it's a pretty good close contender.
All of the above.
Yeah. They came to Colorado after Red Rocks and stayed a couple days, and we got like a few things just kind of like the skeletons built, and then I came out for Electric Blue to New York and stayed with Adam, and Borahm came over and we worked on some stuff all night, one night, and kind of like a few other times. I stayed there for like 4 or 5 days, couching it in New York life.
I've been around a lot of record collector, like hip hop dudes from like 80s and 90s, and that's what they did all the time. And we used to, I used to like roll around, and it's like you get really dusty and you go through hundreds of records. Like that's how he is every city. You know what I mean? And I've been going on those missions with him, and it's fun because like I'm rediscovering records that I know from back in the day. My parents were musicians, and like they had a lot of records in the house, so I'm kind of rediscovering a lot of stuff, and like
we definitely both have had the pleasure to experience record shopping with Michal Menert. It's a great experience, It was, and we went to a lot of different cities on this tour, and I'd probably say in every city that was the top priority for Mike was play the show and find the record store.
Yeah.
The two most important things for my homie.
Yeah. If the place has a listening station, he's gonna listen to every record in the store. It's just like he's not gonna stop. But that's what you're hearing. You're hearing some really rare elements on those beats, so it's like it's all worth it.
You had to pay a bunch of money to ship those at the end of the tour.
Yeah, man, it's
worth it though.
Adam lives next to like one of the best record boneyards on the East Coast, which is the thing.
You just gotta wear a mask. You gotta wear a dust mask.
Yeah. I soaked a t-shirt in water.
I play different every night on the drums, like not completely different, but like I'm definitely not putting my little hi-hat rolls in the same spot, and like little things like that. I mean, but I like to have a plan. It's great. It's like have your songs. Like on Ableton, you can do a lot of cool things with like beat repeats and like filters and all, and like that's really creative. That's affecting the music on the spot. And that's what these two guys do really well. Is like kind of like the way they blend stuff together and kind of use the beat repeat to create rhythms that a drummer wouldn't necessarily know to play. You know what I mean? Like I hear some stuff y'all do, and I'm like, oh, like let me try that now, or acoustic kit. So like. A lot of that's all improvisation. That's all like spur of the moment shit.
It's hard to say because it's asking like how much what's the quantity of not having a quantity of something. It's like how much. It's like you can't be like what's the right amount of improvisation. It's like that's the whole thing about improvisation. There's no right amount. It's like asking how much chaos is the right amount of chaos. It's like.
The main game changer for all us artists is the internet has changed so much everything, and it's just that's how they're able to know us and know our music so well, and apparently we have fans all over the world. Where Mike just went, they're planning to bring us over there to India, and there's a demand. I mean, we put our music out for free, and people are going out there and eating it up, and it's definitely changed the game a lot. We're old enough to come from the generation where we bought cassette tapes and and the CDs after that, and there wasn't any downloading of any kind, but we also came up through where we saw that all happen and the effect that it had, and I'm a proponent of it. I definitely think that it's affected all music and the way everything goes down. People, just the universality of it, and the important thing is that for all artists, I think I understand the people that want to sell their product and everything, but I think the bottom line is that people want to get their art and their message out there, you know, whatever it takes. And, you know, of course, if they can support by purchasing your album and stuff, that's great. I mean, we're planning to press vinyl for our next album, and that's definitely, you know, not going to be free. But we're also going to put stuff digitally out there that's going to be free. So, you know, I think you can have the best of both worlds, and like you get to hear it, but then when you really want it, you can get like a physical piece, you know.
I mean, in a way, it fundamentally changes the way that electronic music is made, because I feel like when people were still buying records and CDs and paying for stuff on iTunes, there was a lot more kind of laid back, like chill out stuff going on, you know? Stuff like Thievery Corporation, things like that, you know, where like people could get away with not really moving the crowd because people were listening to it, and the money was made on the internet, on the sales side of it. Whereas now it's like you almost have to have stuff that gets people hyped in a way, or at least catches people's attention, you know, because you're no longer making your money, you know, like you can have the best albums, but if it's given away for free, like you need to tour, you need to impress people live, you need to have something that like brings people in with your live shows, you know, and so it's like
it's funny. It's kind of come full circle. Whereas like back in the day, you'd have these artists, and it wasn't really about how they looked, or even it's just about the sound that they produced. Like look at the old jazz singers and stuff like that, and like how good of an artist. And then it slowly changed into the, you know, a more of a superficial thing. And, you know, but now it's going back where you can be an absolute nobody living in the sticks and have the hottest beats. And with the internet, you can become a superstar. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter about how you look or anything. And it's superseded it now.
Chromatic's a great example. You know, like this kid from Slovenia. You know, like
obscurity.
There's no hip hop or nothing out there like what he's doing. You know, like but he created this style and like came over here and like, you know, he blew up. You know, Beatport, and he just went crazy. So. That's the greatest example, you know, one of the best examples of how the internet.
And that's why the bottom line is that it's a good thing, you know, like people we know have suffered that, and we have good friends, musicians that are really against it because they've made, you know, they're from the older generation and they've made their money through selling their records and stuff. And we understand both sides of it, but I think ultimately for music it's a better thing, you know.